That's right. Iranian state television is reporting that there have been sirens heard over Qatar, over the capital of Doha. We've also heard from news reports that flares have been sighted. We can't confirm that ourselves now, but this is a widely expected eventuality, a reprisal attack by the Iranians against the largest American base in the Middle East, as Von Hillier just laid out. It hosts about 10,000 troops, but not just that. It also hosts the forward position of U.S. Central Command and a number of American aircraft. So this is, 10,000 troops. That's about a quarter of all of the troops that the U.S. has deployed in the Middle East, depending on the time. But we're seeing what could be this Iranian reprisal attack. Again, the people that I've been speaking to here in Israel have said that this is more or less the expectation that we had from the Iranians, and it mirrors closely what we saw 5 years ago when the U.S. assassinated Qasem Soleimani. He was the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps' Quds Force. That is the force that was in charge of dealing with all of Iran's proxies throughout the region. Well, things have changed. Qasem Soleimani was killed. Those reprisal attacks looked like they were calculated at that time, basically to show an Iranian domestic audience that Iran was standing up for itself. At first, U.S. officials tried to downplay the impact of that strike, but then they later said that about 110 U.S. servicemen had withstood traumatic brain injuries, most of them concussions. But that was the face-saving gesture that ended any tit-for-tat attacks. So that was something that drew a line under that U.S. attack that killed Qasem Soleimani. And folks here that I've been speaking to who are close to the security establishment in Israel say that that's kind of the expectation here. Again, things have changed since 2020. Back then, Qasem Soleimani was at the height of his power. He presided over multiple Iran-backed militant groups throughout the region who were all very well placed to attack Israeli and American targets. So it was an intimidating moment, even for the United States. Now, all of those groups have been badly denigrated by a year and a half of war with Israel. Iran itself is now very much on the back foot after 10 days of relentless Israeli attacks. And so we're seeing now this retribution that could basically close the book on this, or if it continues and if the U.S. decides to retaliate and strike back against whatever we're seeing now, then we could see an extension of this fight. Again, this is a question of just how serious and how effective this, what looks like an imminent attack, is against the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar.
Thank you so much for that, and come back.